Hello everyone, welcome back. I am your friendly neighborhood Prax. Welcome to the channel. As you can see, I have some fine, wonderful friends around me tonight. We are back with some TTRPG fun, specifically some Dragon Age TTRPG fun. I'm gonna go and do my spiel at the end, but we're gonna let everybody introduce who they are, but hold your character in reserve, because we're gonna introduce everybody in a minute. So, why don't we start directly to my left? No, right. I can do side. Right on the overlay. Hey, Pope. Hi.
Hey.
Welcome back. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Hey everybody, Pope here. Pope, world build all over the internets, and I have been just excited out of my mind for this. So I hope that you will join us in being just as hyped as I am.
I hope everybody is just as hyped as you are. But directly to Pope's right, going across, we have Jesus. Hey, welcome back. Thank you for being here.
Of course. Love playing with you guys. I'm Jesus. I'm known as Arvandis and all the important things, and I'm super excited to play in these series of games, in this universe, which I love so much.
I thank you for being here. Thank you for having fun with us. And last but certainly not least, hey Hawk, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having fun with us tonight.
Hey everyone, I'm Kentucky Hawkeye or KY Hawkeye on what social media and Twitch and stuff like that I frequently on. Usually I'm in the background either making ads for ad breaks or writing song parodies for the stuff going on here, but today you get to see me as an actual player. What fun, what fun. I'm looking forward to it.
I am looking forward to this fun as well. I want to welcome you all and thank you all for being here. We are going to play some Dragon Age tonight. The world of Thedas is dark. Even when it's not, it's still dark. But we have 3 fine novitiates who have completed the basics of their academics and are preparing to graduate to journeyman status amongst a group known across Navarra as the Mourn Watch. Navarra is unique across Thedas, the only nation that buries their dead, inters them in the home of the Grand Necropolis, a sprawling city of the dead. I should turn that Nightbot off, because we don't need that one tonight. But this sprawling city of the dead means that all of this is unique. The Mortalitasi, the mages who practice necromancy across Navarra, which ensures Navarra's independence from the push and pull of both the Tevinter Imperium and the new rising threat of the Kunari and the Antam from Parvalan. But these 3 fine individuals have their first, shall we say, what is the experiential learning course. The joy in which you can all experience together the halls of the Grand Necropolis, its rising gates, its mist-shrouded glooms, the very detailed, anatomically correct skeleton architecture, the risen skeletons themselves, used for everything from construction work to guard duty. Because, of course, one can still be of use after one's allotted time. We begin on the bridge leading into the sanctum of the Grand Necropolis. The wind rustles. Even here, the heaviness of the Fade pushes against everyone. The Necropolis itself is so saturated in magics, enchantments, wisps, and spirits that the Fade is thinner here. The Necropolis itself has some level of both sentience and mischievousness. It does not usually move rooms around whilst one is in them, but it has been known to happen. So, on this bridge, with this wrought iron rail to protect against the creeping death of falling deeply into the giant chasm below, lit with veil fire along the edges. Who do we see, Hawk?
You see a elven male. Looks like, depending on how the light's shining on him and the time of day and all, that's maybe late 20s, early 30s by his look. So has a little bit of maturity to him. He is an elf from the Dales. He is known as Tola. He is the second son of the chief of the clan of Dedanan. And our family has had a long-lasting covenant or treaty with one of the families here in this city and all that to set up trade and exchange of merchandise and goods and stuff like that in a safe and profitable manner. And part of that covenant is every 6 months, the second son from each of those families lives with the family that we have the covenant with, so that way we get to know how the people there work, how they live, to be able to learn how to work with and deal with people from the other side. And I serve the family that we have the treaty here during my 6 months here, and it was decided that in order for me to really know what this area of the world is like, that going through the training for the Mourn Watch would be appropriate for me to do. So now I stand here having completed a area of training that I never would have anticipated doing before, but here I am.
Indeed. You stand here on this bridge, looking at the grand entrance to the towering sanctum of the Grand Necropolis. But you do not stand alone. Who stands with Tola, Pope?
A gentleman short of stature, broad of study, and strong of arm. There is a masculine presenting dwarf. Goes by the name of Oswin, and has the last name Abendroth. He's clearly been adopted by one of the merchant families of the borough. He is in well-designed, though in keeping with Navarran style, tarnished bronze encoding, full plate armor. Instead of a standard helm, he has a large kettle helm. that has a cobweb motif over the top of it. His beard is kept relatively short, more in the Kal Sharok way with Orzammar. And he has a shield almost as big as him in the offhand. And then along his right side, there is a full-sized battle axe, and then a sheath holding smaller, thinner, far more ready to be thrown axes.
As one does. But there is a third who stands amongst you all. And who do we see with that?
Right next to the dwarf, trying to look like he is not intimidated by the giant shield that is the size of said dwarf, is a shortish, dark-skinned young man in a simple robe, barely containing a quarterstaff, but also holding several scrolls and a giant book, and who is too afraid to put it down somewhere because he's afraid he would make someone angry. And this gentleman, standing there, is a gentleman by the name of Almeric Varen of the proud Varen family, who generally would, as a mage, gain vast resources to study and help his nation, except that he is somewhat accident-prone, and let's just say he's part of the Mourn Watch, not so much as an honor as a way for his family to just push him to the side. So he's just there, and every once in a while here, okay, it's fine, okay, I got this here, okay, all right, okay, I've got it, and all the books fall to the floor. Okay, I didn't get it.
I believe you hear a voice behind you say that you are expected inside the sanctum, as this distinguished-looking woman in full long skirts, but of a slightly practical mien, heavy grave dowry bangles adorn her arms and the fingers of her hands. Her dark hair is pulled back into a very practical chignon at the back of her neck. And she just kind of looks at the three of you. And her companion, a very tall individual in a heavy cloak with a void where a face should be, just says, "You would not want to be late for your examinations."
Nope. I'm heading there right now. Just let me pick up the stuff, and okay, I am. Just shuffle over, and he starts shuffling in that direction.
Yes, I suppose we should go inside. Do you need any help with any of those, Almeric?
No, I've got it. Yes, I've got it. Okay, there we go.
And Tola will follow right behind Almeric just because he knows the tendencies that he has for not being able to hold on things, and he wants to use his dexterous skills to catch anything before it falls to the ground.
And as you say that, a scroll just tumbles off. Oh, thank you. Just
would you like this back?
Yes, just put it on top. Just put it on the top of the triangle. There we go.
Like
Yep.
so.
Yep. It's like Jenga. Okay.
What's a Jenga?
It's an ancient child's game. Don't worry about it.
There's just this weight of judgment behind you. Nothing is said, but you can just feel the weight.
But it's behind us instead of in front of us, so we're okay.
Yep. Thankfully, they're not the exam giver. Are they the exam givers? Please tell me they're not the exam givers.
I would say let's make sure we get inside that way. If they are, they know we are ready, and we don't have to worry as much.
Yep. Fair point. Okay. Could one of you open the door? My hands.
Oh.
I mean,
Yes,
the
or-
gates are open. The two of the
Oh.
skeletons performed in the manner of the Storm Age stand with pikes in front of you. You also feel, although they don't say anything because they're merely animated by wisps, a slight level of judgment from them, but also a level of like, we've seen this before. We're gonna see it again.
Yep.
Thank you.
I swear, I keep people say otherwise, but I'm sure I feel like these undead just judge me all the time, and I don't know why. I'm perfectly respectable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shall we?
Sometimes it's what is left unsaid that is a kindness.
Well, shall we get inside before they have a chance to try to judge anything else?
Yep. Inside we go.
The inside the doors of the Grand Necropolis, there's still this slight, well, chiller air than further north, one might say. Navarra is a much more temperate climate than Ravane or Antiva, or definitely more climate temperate than the Tevinter Imperium. But the weight of this many undead and the press of the Fade here ensures that the chill always exists, whether it's tingling the back of your neck from the magic that passes through, or just the winds blowing. One might even say they might howl on occasion. But today you all have your finals exams, well, your final practicum exams, one might say. You are all fully prepared. You are not the only small group to be advanced in this manner. There are a couple others that are hanging around, and a tall, for a human, individual in the heavy plate of the Guardians of the Mourn Watch that looks inherently stiff. This storm-weathered, again, if we were to say it, it looks like the appearance of oxidized copper, but they call it storm... What is it? Oh yes, storm iron, for some reason. But they stand and are moving through these small groups of candidates for advancement, shall we say. Handing out small bundles of information about your practicum exam. You can see in the distance, if you look around, a number of the professors that you've had as your novitiates and introductory courses, standing around trying to give you, a bolstering pick-me-up before you take on whatever your final course shall be. You would recognize almost all of these individuals. There are only like 4 or 5, but you would recognize all of them. You also can see a number of individuals dressed in the non-Navaran manner. There are 2 human mages and 2 elven mages, both Dalish, all male presenting, kind of are talking to, well, you would recognize Professor Volkaren, and you see, if you look up, Professor gesture to Myrna and Vorgoth as they come around the 3 of you to join this group of mages of very obviously some sort of professional exchange program, high-level academic conference well beyond your concerns at this moment. And you see, like, Professor Volkaren kind of smile over, as he tracks Myrna and sees the 3 of you, and would kind of give you that heads-up, good luck kind of smile that he's known for in his general kindness, while he's still very focused on the conversation he's having with these 4 other outsider mages of distinguished note. And as you turn back, one of those figures in that heavy plate mail has stepped forward and has a small clipboard and looks at the three of you. Okay, Tola, yes. Oswin, yes. And Almric.
Yes.
And there's this pause of like, do you need another bag?
I mean, if you're offering, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
I would like to remind you that you have to carry everything on yourself to complete the exam.
Oh. 1 second, sir. And I go to the table and start sorting the things I actually need. It takes me a minute. It's like, okay. Got it. I come back with just a staff. I'm ready.
Indeed. Well then, can I ask each of you to roll me a d4?
Okay.
How was it again? Sorry.
Backslash R 1d4.
Okay,
Or you
thank
could just use
With
the
space.
dice with the space, or you could use the dice roller.
Okay, so //d4. All right.
Backslash R 1d4.
1d4. Whoops.
Yeah.
I'm a smart
No,
man.
the other slash. There you go.
Guys,
There we go.
I'm a professional.
I want you.
Hey,
I want you. I want you to know, internet, that all three of them rolled a 4 on a d4.
This is either
Okay.
very, very good or very, very bad.
Yep, it's gonna be great.
We've
It's gonna
all
be-
wasted our high die rolls for the night right
Yep,
now.
100%. It's just gonna be critical fails all the way down.
Well, we do have a small task for you. Here is your, and there's this like here is your examination bundle, and there's like a small like leather satchel, like not satchel, but a leatherette envelope, right? Like a for attaché kind of document holder, and it's handed to each of you. There are some small disturbances amongst the Vault of the Beloved. We need you to ascertain and deal with these small issues. Also, I believe, yes, we need you to make sure that the, certain members, and he kind of like pauses and turns and glares across the sanctum of the giant bell of the Grand Necropolis at this other human in more like the base layers of this heavy armor that he's taken off, like the pauldrons and the chest plate, but is wearing the greaves and the, you know, gambeson that he would wear underneath it, and is with his hair pulled back into a high ponytail, and is gesticulating with a large his own clipboard. And the individual speaking to you goes, apparently the dirt is overtaking the vaults again. Please ascertain if we need to assign more of our skeleton crew for sweeping duty. Your written reports will be very helpful and part of your exam.
Oh, okay. That your will be done. Yep.
Do not forget that your reports require proper citations. Do not submit anything with any of these Ferelden footnotes. They are not accepted academic strictures in these moments. Shorthand is only acceptable in field notes, not in written reports. And oh yes, don't die.
That should really go first, one would think, but I understood.
You're part of the Mourn Watch. Death is not permanent and fixable.
Fair.
But it will
That's
fail
not-
your exam.
Best not to punch that ticket until we have to.
Yep. Do love my breathing.
Here you are. And he hands you each a leather attaché envelope with bunches of papers, basically blue books, for your written reports. for your exam, a general map of the necropolis as it currently exists. All of you know that this map is subject to change by the existence of the necropolis itself. You know, you are very aware that things might be where they are, they might change, they might move around. And oh, of course, your, like, checklist of what you actually have to do to complete your exam.
Okay.
Which is check all of the vaults of the beloved, that the seals and wards are intact.
Mm-hmm.
Ascertain a written report whether or not they need to assign more skeleton crew to dig out the overwhelming amounts of sand coming from the Fade.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's any other problems that you notice.
Well, seems simple enough. Go. Make sure seals are good. Sweep duty needs to be increased. And any other issues that are hopefully not life-threatening.
Osmond actually takes the checklist, takes some push pins from a pouch on his belt, and pushes the push pins and those notes onto the inside of the shield. And there's a small little drawer that goes above the forearm and just slides a pencil in there as like a means of a checklist.
I love it. I'm here for it. I appreciate it. All right. You have 24 hours. I look forward to seeing you when you return.
Thank you very much.
All right, shall we get going on our little exam here, everyone?
Yep, it is this way. Oh, had it upside down. This way.
Oh, no. I need you to make a roll for that.
God damn it.
Okay, what kind of roll would that be?
Mm-hmm.
That is actually a... Wait, hold on. I want to make sure I do this correctly.
Cunning?
That is a cunning. If you have any focuses that could help you in this. History. There's also
Okay.
also you could use a perception or cunning, depending on what you want to do.
Okay.
I'll
One
use
second.
cunning.
I will, in fact, use cunning.
I will go ahead and be an outlier and use perception.
Ooh. So that's an 11 with 3 stunt points for Oswin.
Oh. And, of course,
And
there we
8 for Almeric.
Nice.
Almeric.
Mm-hmm.
All right, how do I... Okay, what's going on? Let's roll it already.
Mm-hmm.
Did you put your perception ability in?
I
Did not.
thought I did. Okay, so... All
Let me
right.
see. Let me see your sheet. It's okay.
Okay.
Hold on. So when you rolled it, did you roll... Okay, so click the word perception.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, because it didn't add the 3. So we'll just add the 3 to your previous roll.
Okay.
Oh, you just clicked a die roll. You didn't click the word perception, and therefore it didn't roll the
Oh!
perception.
That's... Okay, let me redo it. Let me totally redo it then, so I do it right, get the muscle memory down.
Yep, that's fair. There you
Boom.
go.
Okay.
There we go. We'll take the 16 though, which would have been what it was, you know, your roll plus with a higher roll plus
Okay.
your ability score. There you go.
Okay, got it. Okay, cool.
And if you had any focuses, you would click the focus and it would give you the same thing.
Yeah, okay.
But excuse me. But Tola is very easy for you to kind of pick out the path, the doorway out of this octagon of raised space of the bell that protects against, you know, the heavier demons amongst the necropolis. And you can kind of start beelining directly to that doorway of one of these 6 doors that leads out. Oswin, you kind of like take a minute to reorient yourself because you realize when you put the push pin of the map inside that you had kind of angled it, not flipped it upside down, but kind of like angled it because it was like the way you were holding the armor, the shield and the map, it kind of twisted, and you're like, no, wait, I'm going this way, not that way, and you can figure it out. Almeric, you look at the map, you look around, you are very confused, and then you see Tola striding purposely to a direction, and your choice on what you choose to do after that.
Okay. I'll follow your lead. Yep. Deckard and I was definitely gonna go.
Yes, the map seems to indicate this is the direction that we need to go.
Yep. Perfectly logical conclusion. Made it myself as well. Anyway, following your lead.
Mm-hmm. The heavy 2-story doors with the heavy chains that open them and the animated dead that stand next to them are striking, memorable, easy to track and see. But as you make your way through them, one of the little skeletons is the wisp inside animates, kind of gives you a little thumbs up.
Aha!
A little
Thumbs up.
cheer. It's like, you are going to do well on your exam.
That's its only job.
Yeah, basically.
Just to give thumbs up.
And to stand at the gate and make sure that nothing comes in that isn't supposed to be here. But he's cheering you on.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you very much. I will make whoever you are proud.
Mm-hmm. The pathways through to the halls of the beloved, are going to take a while to get to. There are like 3 or 4 rooms you have to pass through. Can I get a perception? If you have any focuses, feel free to use them that you think would be relevant. But at the moment, I need a perception.
16.
10.
15.
So, which actually kind of makes sense because I believe we've established that Tola and Almeric are Almeric is leading from the front or Tola's leading from the front and Almeric is from the back. Here.
Mm-hmm.
You can both, and you're both a little bit taller than Oswin.
Mm-hmm.
A bit.
Yep.
Just a touch.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to remind you that elves are short in this world.
Oh, okay.
Not
Not
significant.
dwarf short.
But on average, on the lower end of human size.
Okay.
Like 5.
Shorter, but not North Pole Santa Claus short.
No, not like gnomes, but like
No,
their average height is like 5'5".
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay, got it.
For men, I think it's 5'5". For women, it's 5'3".
Yeah, it's like exactly.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Okay.
And as opposed to like humans, which can get to be over 6 feet tall, and then you have Kunari.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they start at 6.
Yeah. The range starts at God damn.
And then goes to fuck, that's Iron Bull. Sorry. There will be a lot of that. Welcome in. Hi, we're going to be making references to all of the video games. Spoilers for all of the video game.
Yep.
The world of Thetis. Also, this is where I, as your GM, take this moment to remind our viewers at home, content warning for all of Dragon Age, including, but not limited to, blood magic, possession, demons, non-consensual drug use, non-slavery, racism, really weird religious persecutions, really weird religious fanaticism, and all of Tevinter.
Plus body horror.
Oh,
Plus body horror.
yep.
Yes, we
That's
are.
what I'm here for, the body horror.
Plus body horror.
Yep.
And necromancy.
Mm-hmm.
Although the necromancy isn't really evil, it's just, necromancy.
The necromancy is actually very sanitized. It's
And
very
ethical.
clean.
And ethical.
Oh, 100%.
Imagine that.
We're not monsters here.
Nope.
No,
Not yet.
we're actually the good guys.
Yeah. Despite the perceptions of, less enlightened people,
Yes.
we do good work.
But for you all, with that 15 from Tola, in that 16 from Almeric, you realize as you kind of walk through these doors and begin working your way towards the vaults of the Beloved and your particular pathways, you are in an area that's quieter. There's less movement. You see fewer members of both the Mourn Watch or Matalatasi, or even Navaran citizenry making their, various obligations to the deceased. It is an exam day, and most people would know what those are, so only the truly devoted for a variety of family-related anniversaries would attempt to make their way known on a day like today. But it's quiet. You hear the heavy push of the doors close behind you. There's a stillness in the air. The veil fire of the lanterns and candles light as you approach, but there at the moment you are alone in the tunnels and pathways of the Grand Necropolis.
Exam day. We're going to be part of something great. Something wonderful. I've been studying for this for a long, long time. Well, technically a week or a year because I was forced here. But you know what? I'm glad to be part of it.
Personally, it feels to me like we're cleaning up messes that they don't want to mess with, but that's fine. If that's all it is, then this examination shouldn't be a problem.
Hey, no, it's fine. Everyone starts small, That's why they have the newbies like us. But you know what? Anytime now, we're going to go out and do great things after we finish, checking wards and hiring skeleton crews. Hopefully at some point in the future. So, as we're walking just in silence. Dalish, huh?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm associated with the House of Reinhardt. My family and theirs have a working treaty or covenant to cover trade and exchange of goods in a safe manner, shall we say.
Oh, fascinating. Great to have relations with the
yes.
Yep.
Yep. And because of that covenant, I have to be here in this area of the world every 6 months to learn and supervise everything on our end. So it's been, shall we say, an enlightening experience.
Ah, yes. Learn much of our ways, and cultural exchange, one could say. We teach you the arts of, truly, Everything I was going to say I realized going to be incredibly insensitive, so I'm just going to shut up about that right now. Hello, dwarf. I mean, friend.
I believe his name is Oswin.
Hello, Oswin.
I am Oswin of House Abendroth. But then again, I wouldn't expect you to know the proper houses, given that your house does not abide by the standard Navaran tri-syllable name, which means either your house is absolutely antiquated and on its way out, or is brand spanking new.
Well, my father did find a mine, so... There we go. So listen.
A Ferelden transplant. Good to know.
Yep. But hey, we may be new money. But we're gonna make more money, and then it's gonna be old money after a couple of years. So we're rising.
I hope you don't find anything truly unpleasant underground.
No, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna be great. Woo!
So, you're of a mining consort in
Mm-hmm.
Ferelden, and I'm guessing you're entirely a human operation.
I mean, as far as I know, but that's not because we are against other peoples. It's just it's
No, I can.
logistically it's difficult because you're also uh we are really it's not come up. It's not come up. It's not come up at all.
Given the surfacers or the dustmen that are probably up here, and I've probably seen your family's star and how it's rising, and have made an assessment that it is best to wait.
Ah, all right. That makes perfect sense. Yep. Just waiting. Yep. But don't worry, we're gonna prove ourselves, and we got big dreams. One of them is being in the Mourn Watch. Aha.
Uh, I would strongly advise, if this doesn't work out, that you go to the local university, or if your family can afford it, the university in Orlais, and definitely look into contract law.
Yep. I definitely will study contracts.
No, I'm serious.
Nope.
If one of my people actually deigns to involve themselves in your mining operation, if you do not have someone that is well versed in contract law, your family will be destitute in a generation.
Oh, I've gotta send a letter to my parents after all this is over.
That would
Thank you.
probably be an excellent idea.
Yep. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Oh man.
You have reached a three-way fork. The number of crypts in this mausoleum reaches 3 or 4 stories above you. You see urns and sigils of various names of the interred and deceased. You could go left, you could go right, you could go straight ahead. The map tells you one thing. The Necropolis tells you another.
Okay. So it sounds like if we want to consult the map, that would be one stab. If we wanted to try instincts, that would be another.
Yep. Cunning versus perception.
Cunning versus perception.
I'll go with cunning then.
Yep. I am gonna go with perception.
I could go with either. Let's go with cunning.
So, Oswin with a cunning of 12, Tola with a cunning of 13. You both feel that the map is telling you to go straight ahead. Almeric with a perception of 10. You feel that the Necropolis is leading you and pulling you to the right. It wants you to go this way.
Now, I've studied much of the magic of the Necropolis, and with its movements, you can't always tell with the map where to go. But sometimes, if you're lucky, you can feel the tug of the Necropolis point you in the right direction. Most of the time. Or at least, what it perceives as the right direction. Might be not the direction for you, but for it, it's great.
Well, if you are studied in magics, do you have the means of communicating with one of the local wisps?
Brax, would I have means of contacting local wisps?
What spells do you have?
Taking a quick look. Just a lot of entropies. No more. The closest would be hallucination, so no.
So, not with a spell then, but you have...
Perhaps a magic test?
Yeah, I would go with... I was just seeing if you had any additional thing from magic itself.
So magic test.
Magic test.
All right, give me a moment.
16's not bad.
Yeah, feeling around for a wisp to contact. The presence
16. With
is around
16,
us.
a 16 definitely works. With a 16, you can reach out with your magic because you're a Mortalitasi, right? Like this is general necromancy 101. But you're not a corpse whisperer, right? Like that's not a specialization that you have. That's not a skill set you have. You can't, as easily as Professor Volkaren, just wave your hands and force a dead body to speak its truths to you. But you can reach out with your magic to the varieties of spirits in the area, particularly in the Necropolis. And you can come feel a couple wisps, a spirit of curiosity kind of hovering behind one of the urns, watching you, kind of come around, little ball of blue light bouncing around, peeks around the side of Tola's cloak, bounces around the armor that Oswin's wearing to kind of hover just to the left and in front of you, Almeric, as you reach out with your magic with him.
Hey, little friend. Any chance you can tell us where the first seal is that we need to go to? And I give general, aren't you curious to see what a seal looks like?
Roll me a communications, and you can add +2 because of your,
All right. All right.
magic.
So 12.
12? He kind of bobs and kind of floats and starts floating off to the right.
Yep. It's floating to the right. Looks like that's the right direction.
Okay. Well, the Necropolis is notorious for its movements, so I guess to the right we go.
Yep.
I suppose if we must rely on magic for this, I guess we need to follow it.
Yep. Nothing ever things go wrong with magic all the time. But in this case, I doubt it.
It kind of pops up and floats around and then kind of pops down and hovers in front of the doorway to the right. And you kind of feel this anxiousness of why are you taking so long? Come join me.
Yeah, we're coming.
And it kind of bobs around a little bit as you get to the door, and through this large arched doorway leads you into a longer tunnel. More ornate individual rooms are off the sides of it. You see large, massive, 2-story skeletons holding pillars of balefire that light the space. The quiet here is overwhelming. The sand is also much heavier now. It's almost to your ankles.
Yeah, okay. First area, we're gonna need more sweepers. I'm gonna write that down. There we go. I left the book at the table.
Curious tech.
All right, thank you.
And on the inside of the shield, just sort of mark off on where it should be on the map and notate led right by wisp, knee deep sand, and then set pencil down for a second. I'd actually like to take a handful of sand and sift it through my hand. And again, while I was raised in the bar, I'm still a dwarf.
Do you have stone sense?
No, but I'm still superstitious.
Fair.
Fair enough.
Fair.
Fair.
this feels to me like either, as weird as it is to say, magic test for a dwarf
Hmm.
or perception.
It has to be perception. You don't have magic.
Okay.
And a dwarf auto fails magic tests if they have to
I
be.
know that.
Well, you can use it it's also the same reason you have greater defense against magic.
Okay.
So if you were trying to do something, if you wanted to have knowledge about magic, you could use cunning for it, but the magic ability is just the channeling
Okay.
of magic, and you would auto fail anything like that
Mhm.
because you don't
Well,
have any. I'm sorry.
I got 10.
You got 10. You got 10 for a
Perception test on
perception.
this
Sand.
sand. It is sand, I'm guessing.
It's sand. It's heavy. It's coarse. It is not beach sand. And it is other. With a 10, it's full on other. Reminder that there are stunts you can technically do during exploration, if you have stunt points. With these, I don't really think there's anything that you would want to
No.
know that for this, but basically it's sand. It feels other. And it's not beach sand. It's not fine sand. It's not soft. It's heavy. It's coarse.
Heavy, coarse, feels strange. Again, while they don't accept field notes, I use field notes to then translate into an actual write-up.
Yep.
So put that down.
All right.
All right.
While this is going on, Tola has his sheet out and he's writing down a highly descriptive report of everything that's going on, all the sand that's there, how deep it is, how fast it's coming down. He's going to pick up a scoop of it in his hand and look at it and write down a description of the color, of the texture, and all that. And I'd like to do a perception roll if I can to try to look at this stuff closer, just see if I can get something to do something on the exploration stunts. I could.
Yeah, go ahead. You can always roll perception. So 16 with no stunts, unfortunately. But
No stunts. Okay.
you do get, what are you looking for? You can ask me 3 questions.
Okay, I was hoping to use that makes me wonder so I could get a closer look at. So I want to see. Let's see. I probably want to see. Does this seem like a standard ground sand, or is this maybe something different than your standard silica kind of?
Oh yeah, it's other.
Okay.
It's
Can I tell what kind of other it is?
It's got an otherness that one might attribute to non-mortal planes.
Okay, so extra. Okay, so definitely from outside here. So third question is. I don't have the greatest in this in the world, but does there seem to be any kind of magic or extra or supernatural a bit of quality to this stuff
I mean, it's
on its own?
on its own, like you couldn't necessarily use it for magic, right? It's not a magical it's not a magical component, but it, one might say it's perhaps coming from a magical place.
Okay. And he would notate all of this down in detail on his sheet that he's filling out. He's very meticulous about this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Almeric seeing both of them like messing with the sand, obviously doing something, not wanting to feel left out. He's gonna look at the sand and try to make believe he's gained some insight in front of the both of them.
Okay. That, I guess, is a free action.
Okay.
Huh. Uh-huh. Hmm. Uh-huh.
You notice it as well, Almeric.
Of course. Yep. Perhaps you can share your particular insight. Perhaps it's the same as mine.
Well, it's definitely extra dimensional and all that. Doesn't have seem to have its own magical output on its own, but it appears to be from some sort of non-natural source. That is for sure.
Oh yeah, it's up. Yep. Same thing I saw. Yep. Most definitely.
Almeric, when he says that, you're like, oh, it's from the Fade. Right? Like, it's like, oh, it's coming up
Yeah.
from somewhere in the Fade.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh yeah. Well, we are in the Necropolis. It is from the Fade, from the magical realm of the Fade, which surrounds us presently more so than in most other places of the world. So this is, it's Fade sand, which we're here to sweep up. Yep.
Yes, I suppose we need. Let's see, by the amount that's coming down and how much is accumulated already, about how many hours of workforce is this going to require to get all of this out of here?
I don't
And he
think
starts doing
that's
some calculations in his head.
okay. Sure. You guys do that. We need more sweepers. You get to think about how much, and I guess we should walk over to the next place.
Well, we need to check out the seals, but
Well,
also
right,
at the
this
same,
seal. Yep, seal. Let's go to check the seal.
And-
Let's go check his seal right now.
and at the same time, given the amount of sand, if barriers between reality and the fate are this thin, being on your guard from malevolent spirits or worse.
Okay. Okay. Be on guard. Check the seals. Be on guard for worse. We've got this, guys. We just gotta be careful. Make no sudden moves. We can't do much sudden moves because of all the sand, but we just trudge along. It'll be fine.
Your little wispy friend is still there. He's still leading you along as you proceed through. There's a heavy press on all of you. A weight that you feel. A draining. It feels more physically draining if every step you take. Moving through this sand is just heavier. So, I need you all to make me a willpower test.
Oh boy.
If you have any focuses in this, you may use them.
Is this a magical effect?
Hmm.
Ooh.
It is not a spell.
Doesn't have to be a spell. Any magical effect dwarves get resistance +2.
I would say you could use it. It's one of those I don't remember how that ability is phrased, but yes, in this case you could use that.
Anything magic.
Mm-hmm.
So we add 2 to this. So 18. Well, no, yeah, 18.
Cool. 18 from 16 with a stunt point for Almeric, 16 with 6 stunt points from Tola, and an 18 from Oswin, and unfortunately, I rolled a 22. But it didn't roll any stunt points. So as you make your way forward, this dream...
All right, if possible,
Mhm.
I have a stunt bonus for my class that allows me to perform that makes me wonder exploration stunt for 2 points instead of 3. I would like to spend 2 of those points to see if I can do a little bit, if I can further examine as we're going here to see what is causing us to feel so weighed
Oh no,
down.
you're about to find out, and unfortunately for you all, you can't use that stunt right now because that stunt you have to
Okay.
use on a perception. You have to have already rolled something in narrative, perception or cunning or something
Okay.
like that.
Okay, sorry, I misunderstood it. Okay, thank you.
No, that's entirely fair, and it's not the best frame. In this case, this was a defense roll
Oh, okay.
against something that you did not see
Ah.
that moves out of the side of one of these heavy mausoleums, moves forward, a kind of slouching heaviness, a not quite smile in its sealed mouth. It's kind of hovers in front of you, and you all fall asleep.
Okay.
Because a sloth demon appears and forces
great.
you asleep.
Well,
But-
I don't dream.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be good or bad in this instance. But we're going to go ahead and take our break here for the evening
Okay.
because, I think we might have some combat when we come back, maybe? So we're going to take a quick break here, let everybody stretch, bio, refresh, do all of those good things, and we'll see you in a few minutes, everybody.
Okay.
Bye-bye. everyone, welcome back. We hope you were refreshed, stretched, bio, did all of those wonderful things. And now we are indeed here to see what happens as we turn and a sloth demon appears. So, fun facts that I checked in the break, mechanically speaking, dwarves do not dream, which means when they're attacked by a sloth demon, they're paralyzed and unconscious.
There we go.
But, other fun things that can happen, they can still be pulled physically into the Fade. Which I can do.
There we go. Also, when you get to join the fun.
Fun is a very interesting term. As you all, this disorientation shakes yourself off, and you see around you this giant set of double stairs on either side, a groundwater seepage through broken rock, and hands of stone reaching out around this kind of basin, coming around, searching, creeping. You feel the heaviness in the area, the sense of difference. Almeric, you know, because you are a mage, immediately that you are in the Fade.
Oh boy.
But you also know that you are physically in the Fade. This
Oh
is not
no.
just a dream.
Oh, this is a problem. Gentlemen, we are in the Fade.
Oh, really?
Yep. This is bad. This is very bad. We need to get out as quickly as possible. Before whatever pulled us here shows up and does terrible, terrible things to us. Or, kills both of you and possesses me. That would be bad.
So if things start going bad, kill you. Got it.
I didn't say that. I mean, okay.
Well, I suppose we need to find our way out of here as quick as possible then.
Okay. Now, Prax, as a mage, I would know of a good way to try to get out of the Fade.
You know there are a variety of different ways to do it. It depends on how you are in the Fade, where you are in the Fade, what's going on in this moment. You could roll me a magic test. If you have any additional folk or cunning, to see if there's anything you can do.
I have a magic focus in entropy. Would that help you in any way or no?
No, because that's just your class of
Yep. All right.
class of magic, right?
17.
17.
Nice.
You know that usually there's the Fade mirrors reality, but it's an inverted, twisted carnival mirror of reality. So you know that if you are inside the Fade, but you are traveling through the Necropolis, that there's a way to get through this passage and go to where you're going. And that's usually the best way to kind of get out of the Fade, right? Like, you're going from, if you're doing a journey, you go from A to B. If you were in the middle of a conversation, you complete the conversation. If you were doing a different type of task, either complete the task or change the task that you were doing, and that kind of shifts the Fade to kind of make it aware that you can open it. But you also know that you need to find a Fade tear or whatever brought you into the Fade and force it to release you, or,
Yeah. So, we have two options.
Okay.
We can hopefully find a Fade tear, which will allow us to pass through back into our realm. Or option 2, find whatever brought us here, most likely some form of spirit and or demon, probably a demon, and convince it through various means to push us through, or probably kill it.
Forcible exorcism or fade exploration. Got it.
Yep. Now, considering we don't know where this entity currently is, can I make some roll to see if I can sense the magic that brought us here and find the creature?
Mm-hmm.
Magic, I'm assuming.
Or perception.
Magic's a bit higher. Let's go. Ooh,
Ooh.
17 with 4 stunt points.
Are there any stunts you would like to do with those 4 stunt points?
Oh, right. I can do stunt things. Where's the page with stunts? I don't have the exact list, so can I say that with those, if I use those 4 stunts, can I find something useful to me in the immediate area of the fade?
Let's see what your stunts are.
Because my spell stunts are for spells, and I don't have
This
the
would
list of the
be
regular
an
stunts.
exploration stunt.
I didn't know there were different types of stunts in that regard.
Yeah,
I apologize.
They're spread throughout the book.
Oh, okay.
But exploration stunts, for one point,
Resources at hand.
you have advantageous positioning.
Mm-hmm.
2 efficient search, so
Search.
you use only half the time, or speedy search.
Let's go for fast. Let's go just for speedy search.
There's also...
Mhm.
You have 4 stunt points, so...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You could do your resources at hand, maybe.
Or the upper hand if your discoveries
Yeah.
lead to combat within a moment or two.
Oh,
You get
I like
plus
that. How-
3 on your initiative roll.
How much is upper hand?
4.
Let's just do upper hand. Let's put ourselves in an advantageous position.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, indeed. So you shift yourself into an advantageous position. You kind of push yourself against the back wall. You're scanning around, and you feel certain things. You feel the heaviness of the magic, and it feels like that same kind of pressure and heaviness that came from, that you felt last, probably at your harrowing.
I sense its direction.
As you kind of look around and see coming a distortion, a weave of light playing, coming down from the left-hand side staircase towards you all.
It's coming down the... Oh, sorry.
Whatever it is, you cannot see it, but you know that it's coming towards you and that it is distorted in light. It's currently
All right.
invisible, but you can know that it's there.
Yeah. Gentlemen, well, we've got to find, and I'm clearly pointing up the stairs, find out where the creature is, and I'm putting myself in position to basically blast it without, being in its way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, whatever you are,
I
give me a hug.
I said it
Pull
that
up
way so
the
that we
bow.
could... Okay. All right. I'm assuming we roll initiative.
Yep, you all get
Yep.
to roll initiative as a greater sloth demon makes its appearance coming down the stairs.
And that
Okay,
is
so-
dexterity.
Dexterity, and we
Dexterity
get
roll?
+3. Yep.
You get
Well, you
plus
get a
3.
+3.
I get a +3. Sucks to be you guys. So 18.
20.
Ooh,
Oh no.
the ultimate snake eyes.
Oh no. Oh, that's
But
not
you-
good.
But you
I do get a stunt point.
you do get a stunt point of 7. But I don't think 1 stunt point is enough to get you the change initiative stunt,
No.
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Hold on, sorry.
Seize the initiative. No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, seize the initiative is a thing
But-
that's possible, but I don't think it's enough to get you there.
I could use it for something else.
Mm-hmm.
Initiative's a combat stunt, so you there's rapid reload, which you can immediately, if you have your bow drawn,
Mhm.
have a missile. or
it doesn't-
you can move yourself 2 yards.
Yeah.
He doesn't get affected by rapid reload because he doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the marksmen get rapid reload as a feature.
I get that automatically. So,
Well,
but I
you
could
get-
use it for stay aware or for skirmish.
Yeah, you can like get like +2 movement before we even begin. Like,
Yeah,
2 yards.
To get myself in position that I can not be too close and have better aim with my long. Since I use the iron bark is a longbow, not a short bow, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
So I need to be so I can use that to move a little bit further back to make sure that I'm not too close with the bow, or I could do the stay aware.
Here is our friendly
think-
neighborhood sloth demon.
Which I don't think will work in this case. So
We can call it friendly.
I mean, he's very friendly. He's very polite. He just wants you to stay a while.
Stay a while and listen.
So
How about
I
that?
will use that stunt point for skirmish to move back 2 yards to give myself a better shot with the longer bow.
He only rolled an 8.
Perfect.
So that puts us with Oswin, top of the round.
Hi. Do I see this distortion or not?
You can see a distortion now that Almeric has pointed it out to you.
Mm-hmm.
How far away is it?
You're all in close range. You're all in ability to move around.
Okay.
We're going narrative here. So,
Is it close enough for me to charge?
can you charge upstairs? Because I know that these
it's-
the stairs count as a hazard. So the question is, does
Okay.
charge affect as a hazard?
It just mentions movement.
Okay,
but
then that's fine.
For the sake of safety, let's say I have to use my minor to move. And so I'll just make a standard attack.
It's totally fair. I just don't remember if charge takes into account hazard in the environment. If it doesn't, go right ahead and use charge. I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All it does is like give me a +1, so
Go for it. Take that +1. That +1 can be a lot, particularly when dealing with certain other things like this.
Mm-hmm.
22 to hit.
Poof.
Yes.
All right, and roll this, add 5, so take 17 damage.
He will take not that much, but he will take damage as you describe this hit on this still slightly invisible new friend that you're about to make.
Again, one of the reasons I absolutely adore dwarves, but specifically Dragon Age dwarves, is they fight the way someone that short and strong should.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that, ooh, look at me, I'm tall, I'm lanky, your knees are in striking range. And so this is a sweep where, again, this is a bearded axe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more hooking the leg and cutting through whatever goes for fade creature sinew and bone.
I mean, to be fair, he's also floating like a foot off the ground, so...
So
All right,
aim for his feet.
I'll take an
Take the
Achilles
shins.
tendon. I'm happy.
Achilles tendon will work.
You hear this distorted scream,
Wakey, wakey!
and you see a sloth demon appear.
Oh, it's your worst time of the day. Exercise.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. This distorted, long cloak thing, hunched back, bone pustules growing over the mouth, and so that only an eye and a nose are available. The dripping hair adorned, large, almost like lobster claw arms swing up, and now it is fully visible to you. But that is your turn, I believe.
That's all of it.
Next up is Almeric.
Almeric takes his staff, raises it up, and just points it at the creature, and he's going to cast weakness on it.
Ooh,
Which
very
will-
nice.
Which, first off, let's just see if it works. weakness. There you are. How you doing, buddy?
And what's the defense on that?
Let's see. It is my spell power, which is 15. Ooh, I love you. Okay.
You
And
rolled a 21 with 6 stunt points.
Yep. Give me a
Holy
second.
cow!
Let me take a
As
look
a
here.
mage?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm
I'm gonna
doing
4 points for fast casting, so I can make another spell, and 2 points for. Can I use that stun for the same round on the other spell, or no?
What do you mean?
Because I have 6, I can use 4 for fast casting, which allows me to cast another spell. Since
Oh,
it's
so
the
you
same
can't
round.
you can't hold those 2 for the next.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure. Then for the next 2, I'm going to increase the spell power, making it from 15 to 17 to resist this.
Cool.
And once you've, depending on how he rolls, I'm gonna cast another spell.
It's a 12. He's not gonna be able to resist this.
Okay. Then next spell, I am going to cast Paralyze. So first off, weakness, -1 to strength,
Cool.
and half movement.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, still too fast. And he's gonna point again and cast Paralyze, making him unable to move, period. 16, so I succeed. Just roll a 15.
It's 11. Uh,
So you clearly see as I start pointing the magic, and it first off the image comes down, and looks like just a green energy starts surrounding him, making him slow down, and then the energy starts turning into green bindings that seem to cross his form, essentially.
Cool. He just kind of raises an eyebrow, the one that you can see. There's only one.
Yep.
And you hear, because he does not need to move to use telepathy speech, in your brains, well, aren't you all a tasty snack?
Kill him fast. Kill him fast.
So, ha 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 ha. Oh, hold on, I'm doing math. So, 10. Fun fact, that just makes what he needs to do this. Because he has an ability that lowers his TN for magic. As he casts Powerful Drain to drain life for all of you. So, because he doesn't need to actually move to do that. Fun things that sloth demons get because it's a sloth demon.
That
is there any
makes
resistance?
sense.
So you can get to resist it as a willpower resistance, and you need to beat a 14.
Okay. let's do
Oh, was
this.
that all?
15.
I love the mage is just kicking ass.
Yeah.
This is my realm, mother freakers.
Nope.
18.
So, Tola is
Tola fails.
Tola fails. Tola is going to take 6 points of damage. It goes through armor, so your armor can't stop this. You have to take the 6 against your hit points. Because this is drain life.
Okay.
He just stands there and blinks. But not really, because he's paralyzed, so I don't know if he can blink while he's paralyzed, but...
He just can't move. He can still blink if he wants to.
Okay, so he kind of blinks at you all like... Why are you fighting so hard? You could just relax. But, that's his turn.
Yep.
All right. Tola is next, and he's got himself in a position. He's already got the arrow notched and loaded, and he's ready to fire at this thing.
Yep, and he cannot make a dex save or defense in 22 is going to hit. Yeah.
Alrighty, so
7 points of damage. Oof. That does get through his Barely gets through his armor rating.
All right, and let's see. No, oh no, I didn't get any. But all right, for my novice marksman, it says I can. Nope, I can only. Let's see, knock prone. Nope,
Yeah, you
I
can
can only
only
do
do
that
that.
if I get to knock prone, and I don't have any points to it. Okay.
Yep.
All right, never mind. So, and as quick as that arrow's out, I've already got the next one notched in. It almost looks like there was like the arrow never even left, even though it's sticking right in him.
You know, if he could move his head, he'd be looking down and just kind of at you. But he can't because he's paralyzed. Does he get a save at the end of each of your...
Yes. Let's see. A new test at the start of each round, and it's a Constitution stamina test.
Constitution? Stamina?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's... I thought we were doing willpower. That's better. All right,
Okay.
cool. Cool. Top of the round.
Oh, wait, and just so you know, paralyzed characters lose the dexterity bonus to their defense and can obviously take no actions. Did not know that. But
Yeah,
are not subject... Okay, sorry.
The only... You are correct. Power drain life for a sloth demon is like not
Okay,
the same thing
makes
as an
sense.
action. It's an
Yeah, I
effect
gotcha.
that they can do.
Gotcha.
It's basically his I stand here and I suck your life because I exist.
I'm down with it.
He still has to roll for it, but
Mhm.
it's his AoE for existence.
Gotcha.
But he's not it doesn't count as an action for that purpose for paralyzed. But
mhm.
yes. It particularly because it has a note here about that, but it also has a I'm also going to give you this. It also has a note that he's immune to knock prone
Okay.
Oh, well, good
because
to
he
know.
floats, so he can't be knocked over.
That's true. That would make sense. That would make
Never
sense.
mind using Fist of the Maker.
He just sits
Or
there.
using my marksman ability to knock him down. So.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So top of the round.
Top of the round.
Okay,
And
top
he
of
is
the
still paralyzed. He cannot use his dex to bonus for defense, and he can't move. Which feel free to hit him.
That's the plan. But quick retort. I am a tasty snack, but you're not my type.
Mm-hmm.
And we will try and strike him.
I have a very important question, Oswin.
Yes.
Could you then please roll me, if you have the skill, communication seduction? Not that
I
you're
have that.
Not that you're actively seducing the sloth demon, but just for other reasons.
Mm-hmm.
15.
Good to know. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
But 16 to hit the sloth demon.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right now you need an 8.
Delightful. Enjoy 10 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of it, but yes. Because you feel as you kind of hit it, the resistance of its just existence.
Yeah.
Because it's like it has armor from its very existence.
Yeah. Oh, and just so you know, for the weakness spells, it's as many rounds as the dragon die, which in this case was 6.
Oh.
Ooh, nice.
Yep.
Is that the end of your turn, Oswin? Are you doing anything else?
No. I am up here, and I am between the people that do not do the melee combat and the demon.
Mm-hmm.
That brings it to Ulmerich. Your turn. It
Okay.
can't defend itself.
Nope. And I'm gonna make it even weaker. I'm going to cast Daze. 1 sec, and this is against test against his willpower. Bam. Ooh. Oh my god. Oh, I love this so much.
What the hell is going on with Almeric?
I want to play Dragon Age forever.
This is Almeric is rolling like I do, and I am here for it.
No,
Yes.
like this typically only happens to a mage if they're like going through like
Yes.
their initiation in the chantry. They are suck and fail, or they kick absolute ass.
Uh-huh.
So
Keep
13
kicking,
he
so-
keep
fails.
kicking.
Again, first off, fast casting, and I'm going to increase the soul power again from 15 to 17,
Okay.
and against his willpower, and he rolled a 13, so he failed. Okay, so Daze let me get the exact ruling here. 1 second, sir. Ma'am.
Mhm.
Ma'am. Okay. Blah, blah. A target must take, which you failed, and suffer a -1 penalty on all ability tests and can't take any actions, but he's already paralyzed. Until, what? Actually, even if he resists the paralyzation, he's still dazed, so he still can't take any action until the beginning of my next turn. Additionally, fast casting, so I'm going to cast another spell. Let's see here. I know he can't be knocked prone, but I just want to cast Fist of the Maker at least once. So I'm going to cast Fist of the Maker. Let's see here. One moment, please. And difficulty is against their stamina, and it's only difficulty 13 because I'm not focused in that type of magic. No, I don't make it.
You don't make it. The spell does not go off.
Oh, okay. And
Dude,
now
is-
the Modi at this spell, at a fist, green fist almost forms, and he goes,
I have a very important question.
shoot.
Is there any effect that happens when you fail this spell? There are certain spells that that there is no effect that happens, and I just want to know.
Oh, that's a good point. 1 second. Fisting. Okay. You slam those caught in the blast are not prone.
If you want to fist the Maker, go right ahead, but I don't think he cares.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, it's fine. He's not kinky like me. Anyway, targets that make a sex, blah blah blah. Nothing about being a negative that I can read.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah, there are certain spells where there is an effect if it fails. I didn't think Fist of the Maker was one of them, but
Okay, just be sure. That's fine.
just be sure. So Fist of the Maker does not go off.
Yeah.
He's just kind of standing there. He's dazed. But his AoE still goes off because he's a sloth demon, and this is literally all they do.
Fair enough.
They want you to fall asleep and stay asleep so they can suck on your soul.
Fair enough.
So willpower again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Willpower. Right. 1 second. Oh, with a oh wait.
No, you failed.
9. That failed.
So, 6 points of damage to both Tola and Almeric that goes through
Great.
armor as he
Great.
just sucks that back in, as healing basically for himself.
Mm-hmm.
Because he stands there, blinks occasionally, but he doesn't say anything because he's dazed this round.
Yep. Gotcha.
But, his existence just sucks the life out of you all.
Mm-hmm. He's just vibing.
Yeah,
He's just
pretty much.
murder vibing. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Alrighty.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Tola has the arrow ready, and he retorts, "If I'm a snack, then here, let me give you a toothpick," and I'm going to fire another arrow at him.
I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, stunt point.
And he, like I said, he's immune to knock prone. Because he's floating.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's something else I can do for 1 point. What was it?
Move.
Oh, I can, since I have one of my set bonuses is I become more adept at fighting weak points in your opponent's armor. I can perform Pierce Armor Stunt for 1 SP instead of the usual 2.
Mm-hmm.
So the pierce armor which is good because that means that it reduces his armor when he takes for the damage that you're about to
Yeah.
give him.
Half
Yeah.
rounded down.
So we'll do that, and let's see what my magic toothpick does.
8. That actually is going to be a decent amount of damage that gets through. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, pick your teeth with this.
Top of the round.
Okay. Since fisting didn't work, I am going
Wait, isn't it Oswin?
to. Oh right. Yes. You're sorry. I apologize.
It's okay.
Patience, Almeric. We all get our turns.
I'm just so badass right now. I'm sorry. I was excited.
So, 19 to hit.
Yeah, he's paralyzed. He can't move. You're good.
Yep.
You need an 8 right now.
8's the damage.
Not as great damage.
No.
Oh. Did you roll a Constitution roll for him during his turn so that he could escape the paralyzation?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Constitution stamina?
Yep.
Yep.
14.
Still fails. Okay. Love it. Love to see.
Fails only by 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Actually, only by 3, because remember I increased
right.
to 17.
Mhm.
Yep.
I love being me. Okay, so Oswin attacked already, or?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, you're done? Okay, cool. I am just, this round, since he's still paralyzed, I'm just gonna hit him in the face with an arcane lance. Boom. 12 to hit?
What's your test number for Arcane Lance?
Roll is just +3, my magic.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No worries.
No, I'm saying, isn't there a test number for the spell?
It's not a spell, it's an attack.
Oh, it's an attack.
Arcane Lance, yeah.
It's Arcane Lance. It doesn't have a test number. It doesn't count
Yeah.
as a spell. It's literally
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a bolt of magic going from your thing.
Yep.
It's going off. It's, for 12, yes, you need an 8 at the moment.
Okay, perfect. And I'm gonna hit it. Bam. 4 damage. So another green bolt.
You kind of see, and Oswin, as you're up close and personal, you kind of see it hit and then kind of fizzle against his armor.
Wow. What a
Like,
surprise. Not the first time. Won't be the last. That's what she said.
Frequently. So first,
That's my turn. Yep.
we're going to roll the Constitution check to see if he's still paralyzed. Yep, still
Yep.
paralyzed. Which
Still
means all
paralyzed.
he's going to do is just going to stand here. You need to beat a 15, y'all.
15. Exactly.
All right, here goes nothing.
Is it meet and beat or just beat?
Meet and beat.
Okay, I'm good. With 3 stun points. Nice.
Hmm.
Oh. You're not looking great there, Tola.
How is Tola looking as you lose another 7 hit points?
Well, 7?
Yeah.
Okay. Not good. I'm down to less than half of what I started with.
Look on the bright side. If you fall, we can bring you back up. You'll be a skeleton, but hey, you'll technically be alive. No, dead, but moving.
Let's try to avoid that if we can, and I will fire. Let's make you into more of an hors d'oeuvre. Here's another toothpick coming your way, and he's gonna fire.
Yes.
And I
And-
would like to use that some point for the pierce armor again.
Yep. All right, and then roll your damage. 8 damage. Oof. So, you've negated everything he just took from you, plus more. So he's looking a little singed and like a, like a pincushion a little bit now. Top of the round.
Right? Let's hit him again. Just keep trying to chop down this very unpleasant tree.
I mean, yeah. Yes.
Ooh.
3 stun points. I've been waiting on you. So, with that, let's add I think it's. Let me double check something real quick. Yeah, I'll cash those into do dual strike
Mm-hmm.
because I can do that for 3 instead of 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll make a second attack real quick.
Yep.
And hopefully that will hit.
Yes. With 2 more stunt points.
Which we'll use for that attack to add d6 to the damage.
Okay.
So, first attack,
Oof, there we go.
17.
Nasty.
Second
damn.
attack,
Oof.
let me roll 1 more d6.
Ooh.
We'll do 20.
Nice.
So,
He
37.
He is
Jesus.
looking not good. Which he
Uh-huh.
started as a sloth demon, so he wasn't looking great to begin with. But he looks. There is blood spatter of ichor all over
Mhm.
Oswin at this
Oh,
moment.
we're going We're going Dragon Age Origins on all.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Yes.
We're just coated in blood. Just
It is-
coated in blood. And then after this, we're just going to have a casual conversation, completely covered in blood, and no one mentions it. No
No
one
one
mentions it. You're talking to children. It's like, how you doing, child? Everything okay? Drip, drip, drip.
That's not true. If Wynn were here, she would mention it.
Fair enough.
But she would mention it in terms of like, you've got something all over you. You need to clean up. You need. That's what Wynn would do.
You have red on you.
Yep. You got.
But it is Elmeric's turn.
Okay, keeping it simple. Another arcane lance.
How's your
Bam.
mana looking?
Pretty good, actually.
17 is gonna hit, yeah.
Yeah. So actually, I didn't do for the last. I'll do it. But 17 hits. Okay, then I'm gonna do some damage. And remember, these are attacks, not spells. So I've got plenty of mana left. 9 damage. Ooh, lucky.
Very good. You kind of see it Oswin, you'll see it kind of prick through, and like next to one of the arrows already sticking out of him. You can kind of see a little bit of dribble, more gore coming off of it. His turn.
Paralyze. Let's see if you can beat it.
Nope.
Nope. I love being me. I said this already, but I'm gonna say it again.
Yeah, the 10 is. He keeps getting that 10, man. You
Yeah,
need to be
that's
a
all
10.
he needs. That's all he needs. All right, give me a second.
Yeah.
Willpower.
And you need
All
to
right,
beat a
I might-
15.
Ooh.
15. Okay, here goes nothing.
Oh, close.
Oh boy.
Toll, unfortunately, is
6.
a juice box.
Something about this. I mean, he just really loves elves. Like something about your essence is like,
I mean, if you consider certain narrative things we find out from Veilguard,
Okay,
Yeah, this
fair
kind
enough.
of makes sense.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
does
yeah.
make sense that the elf
Okay.
is juicier and tastier to a demon.
Yep.
But he
fair
doesn't
enough.
realize I'm 3/4 gristle.
There's,
Tch.
there is that. That's the end of his round. His turn.
All right.
Okay.
With the strength I have left,
Mm-hmm.
let's get another arrow fired off here.
Ooh.
Yes, that hits. And you see this second arrow just kind of pierce through the hole where one already existed.
Thanks for giving me a target to aim at.
Yep. Top of the round.
Now we've gotten to the just loud grunting portion of the combat.
Yeah.
Yep.
16 to hit
Yes.
for 13 damage.
Oof.
How do you want to do
Oof.
this?
There we go.
Oh, thank
there we
goodness.
go.
Again, this is just that loud dwarven grunt. As at this point, like I'm just picturing this thing floating above. It is riddled with holes.
It is.
And as like exhaling as throwing the one-handed axe at, it's just, and here's your snack, and it goes right into the groin.
Oof.
As it kind of doesn't scream because it's still paralyzed.
Yep. And as he goes for the groin, I just go, "Ew." Oh.
And you hear in your mind this kind of twisted yell as it kind of crumples and falls into itself, almost like it's falling through vacuum, and collapses in on itself. And you realize there is the quiet now of the Fade.
And as soon as I noticed that, I was like, how can I? And I look at totally like, my God! And I
And I am just barely standing. I'm probably down on one knee right now.
I cast heal on you.
Oh boy, wow. Oh, I mean, why didn't you? Whew, I mean, it's tough fight. You know, everyone took damage. Oh, you're the only one that took damage. But you know what? We all suffer in our own ways. It's fine. And I just cast heal on him. For let me see. First, let me see if I can cast a spell.
Mm-hmm.
And Bam. Barely cast a spell.
I need you to roll me a d6.
Okay. What? Why is it? Oh, sorry. Give me a second. My computer decided I'm gonna do a thing.
Let's roll 20. It's being a butt.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
D1d6. Ah, god damn it. Other way.
Don't worry, we've all been there.
Yep. 5.
Cool, thank you very much.
Oh god.
The spell goes off. How much does he heal?
Oh, 1 second. Heal. The spell. Heal. You can spend up to 3 mana points. I will do that. For each mana point spent, the target gets back 1d6. So I'm going to spend all 3. So I'm going to heal you back for 8.
8 healing
I'm almost
directly.
half the. I'm almost half the man I used to be,
Yeah,
or half
there
the
we
elf
go.
I used to be.
And then I'm going to cast it again on myself. I'm sure nothing bad's going to happen. I partly want something bad to happen just because it's going to be funny, but let's roll anyway.
No, you need to roll.
Oh, right, yeah, I still need to cast a spell. That's important. Magic.
But I'll take that 3 as part of your d6
That's fair.
that you were going to have to roll in a minute anyways.
Yep. I know I screwed myself over. You know what? I'm okay with it. I still succeed.
Mhm.
With 3 stun points, actually, which I'm going to use to... Let's see here. 3.
Reduce cost? Because you can reduce cost by 3.
Yep. I'm going to reduce cost by 1. And then, yeah, I don't need to do anything else, really. So there we go.
Okay, then roll whatever you're going to heal as the silence of the Fade closes in around you. You still stand amongst these gripping, rising hands, but they kind of seem more open, less curved in on each other, starting to curve outwards. There's a slight hint of green veil fire at the top of the stairs.
So now that we've slain this thing, where do we go from here?
So just to confirm, we're still in the Fade?
Yes,
Or
you have
are
not
we
left the Fade yet.
That is a fantastic question. I had assumed killing the creature would bring us back to the Fade.
Do we find where the sand is leaking through and jump in along with it?
That actually might.
the-
Wait, is
We need to find a tear, is what you said.
yeah, we need to find a tear. The sand is more like leftover Fade that just stinks down. We need to find a tear, but at least we don't have to worry about a demon anymore. So plus on that, I guess. Anyway, this way.
All right, lead the way.
Yep. So can I try to find a tear?
Yep.
Okay.
As you lead the way, which way are you going?
What directions do we have available?
Directly in front of you, there are 2 staircases that lead up, a platform, and a doorway lit by 2 pillars of veilfire, and a bunch of hands all the way around you.
Can I sense the wisp that I was with before?
No.
Okay. Can I roll to try to figure out where to try to sense a rift? Where it might be?
Sure.
Magic, I'm assuming, or?
Yep.
12.
There's a distortion in the Fade in front of you, but that could mean anything, right? Because it's the Fade.
Okay. It is senses are unclear. We can go up that platform, up those stairs. We can go down to that door. There's all these hands around. There's this distortion here. I'm not exactly sure where that would lead us, though. Could be a rift. Could be something else entirely. So, thoughts?
We should at least check out the distortion in case it is a rift.
Fair enough. Distortion it is. and I walk to the distortion.
You walk forwards. You climb the stairs. The Veilfire pillars at the top of the door flicker as you get closer. You feel a gut punch and a rip and a twist from inside as you're going to lose 5 mana.
Oof.
As a crack of yellow and gold appears in front of you.
Looks like we have a rift, ladies and
I take it this is what we're looking for.
Yep. All right, let's go back to the real world. And I dive on through.
You dive on through. I have but one question for... Does anyone else follow?
Yeah. I am trusting the mage.
Your last mistake.
I'll trust the man who just healed me, and I will follow. I will walk through and follow.
I
as
was
well.
a badass during that battle, so I can obviously do no wrong.
Yeah, that battle in Dragon Age combat time was 2 minutes and 15 seconds of combat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you're in the Fade, so...
Mm-hmm.
Knowing all luck, we're 3 days late with our final exam.
Oh, god damn it. Maybe I couldn't let that demon kill us finally. The last thing I do was fail an exam. That's terrible. Never failed an exam in my life. Well, except once, but I was cheating then, so that's my fault.
And as I'm walking to the rift, I'm writing down in extreme detail everything that happened in the battle and what we were fighting against.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You
Turn in as what we did.
You can make your way through the rift. I need a D100 roll from the mage.
Uh-oh.
Oof. Okay. I'm sure that's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. D1D100.
Mm-hmm.
46.
Oof. Barely, but you made it.
Woo!
As
There's a moment where like something feels wrong, and I just cast a spell.
No, what? No! Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Everything was fine. Everything's great. Everything's great.
as you emerge out of the rift into the towering vaults of the Beloved. These stand 10, 15 stories above you, desiccated skeleton mummy appearance, leaning forward against pillars, spiral staircases that go up to this arched ceiling that looks like a rib cage above you. The wind blows through and a slight level of howling comes nearby.
Lyric, I don't know if you made us a shortcut or a detour.
Well, let's look at the positives. We're back.
Aye.
Downside, not exactly sure where we are right now. But we can find our way back. Eventually.
We're where
Chad
we're
was-
supposed to be. We're in the chambers of the Beloved.
Yeah. So, we can continue our mission. I mean, the first gate... Actually, we didn't check the seal, did we?
Not yet.
And this is one of... Listen, I just realized we went to our first seal of many, and we were almost killed by a sloth demon. So, the fact that they told us not to die makes much more sense now. So, I guess we continue our mission, starting from here. Let's find a seal.
All right,
Also-
let's start looking.
Look for sand so we can note if we need more sweepers.
Oh, there's sand kind of piling around, kind of coming through. More of it coming through the Fade Tear behind you.
Oh, we got to close this tear.
Oh,
Guess what? We just
I
made the
don't think
hole
that's
bigger,
our
my
job.
friends.
I don't
No.
think that's our
We'll
job.
make a note to close tear here.
I've got it in my notes right here.
Perfect. Okay, let's...
Closed hair. Sand is definitely tied to fate.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, we are definitely moving on to where the seal is in this area, and then we're gonna move on and hopefully find no more demons we have to deal with.
You are very hopeful.
That's all I have left at this point.
You know what? That's not a bad way to live.
Yeah. There we go.
All
There we
right.
go.
Then let's start searching. The sooner we get this done, the sooner our assignment is finished.
Mm-hmm. Let us go.
So you make your way in to the vaults of the beloved, down the stairs. There are small staircases on either side, kind of going around each of these big, massive columns that these carved figures that stand around them. Pillar candle sets in front of each of these columns. These staircases that kind of like horseshoe around the columns lead to smaller individual mausoleum vaults. Each of these doorways and pillar sets as you go down have their own kind of distortions around them. You feel the air and the wind blowing through what, is technically an internal space inside the Necropolis, but what are you going to do?
Okay. We need to find a seal. It's probably behind one of these doors. I have a scientific method to choose. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which door has the seal we know? I'm gonna pick a random door.
Cool. Roll me a d12.
Mm-hmm. 11.
Cool. So you're going to go down to the 11th pillar to go up the stairs to one of these doors. Roll me a perception.
Gotcha.
Anyone else who wants can also roll perception.
13.
11.
13.
You needed an 11.
Ooh.
There is a very large, glowing green inset carving, circular in shape, that's kind of just to the right of one of this door that you've approached, and it is glowing, fully intact green.
I take it green means good if I remember our studies, correct?
Yep. Looks like this seal is. Okay. Let's go to the next one.
This, our rough map that we have.
Yep.
Seal.
Make sure it says okay. Like okay. Oh, okay. Just with the letters. Just to be sure that they get it.
The box is checked.
That works too. Okay. You know what? That's great boxing. Like, that looks very symmetrical. Like, great handwriting, by the way. Let's move on to the next seal.
What door are you going to?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'm gonna roll again.
Roll a d12.
Might this be more organized if we just go from here and just go in a rotation rather than just jumping all over
I've already
the place?
established I'm a master of this place. We are going by the rolling method. 12.
So, the one next door.
Yes.
The one next door.
Well,
Farmer
actually,
Clan.
the one across, right? Because
one across.
they're
Right.
they're pairs,
Yeah.
and so there are.
So we went all the way to the end, started on one side, and now we're going to the other side.
The Fae does not follow logic, Oswin. It follows magic.
Cool.
Magic, I presume.
Go ahead and roll that perception then.
Okay. 11. 18 with... Ooh, nice.
18 with 5 stun points.
Very nice.
12 with 4.
You see the green glowing seal.
Check mark that. All right. Let's stop using.
Oswin
Mm.
would notice that the glow flickers occasionally, very intermittently.
This one's not fully intact.
Okay, make a half check mark.
Okay, this one...
Is it a fluctuation or something? I don't see anything from my angle.
It's very subtle.
Okay, let's go with that.
Got it.
All right.
But at the same time, like... I would like to use 3 of those stunt points for that makes me wonder.
Mm-hmm.
So I make another perception test at no cost, in time and resources to discover more information about the surroundings or the object.
Yep.
And for this additional test, I'd like to use speedy search. So this doesn't
Sure.
take long, but right?
Yep.
13.
So 13, the thing that you notice is you kind of glance back looking at Tola to mention the fact that this is very intermittently flickering. You notice behind you, where that fade tear is still intact, that it's flickering in the same timing as the fade tear.
They're linked somehow.
So is the tear causing it to unweave?
I don't know if it's the tear, if it's proximity, or possibly whatever's behind this board is somehow also tied to the fade.
That does not feel good. Again, make a note. No longer our problem. Someone will come to fix it. We're here to just make sure the seals are good.
I don't think we have the tools to repair it anyway, do we?
Again, magic's not my expertise. I am more versed
Actually,
in-
can I roll magic to see what the link may indicate? Maybe so we have clearer notes.
Yes.
Okay, rolling magic now. Ooh, with 4 stunt points.
Yeah, with 17, with 4 stun points.
Mm-hmm. What do I figure out?
Yes, the fade tear is weakening the seal.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like it's, and because a fade tear is many things, but a seal is a permanent, like, magical ward. And the fade tear can be like, I'm just gonna start doing. Since the giant hole in the sky 5 years ago, the fade is a little persnickety, and the veil is complicated, always. In this case, there is a fade tear, and it needs to maintain itself in structure, and whether that's good, bad, or indifferent, it's using a stabilizing magic on this side in the material plane to do so. So it's draining the seal to reinforce itself.
Okay, I've discovered a major issue. It seems that the tier, to maintain itself, is using the magic of these seals. That's why it's flickering. Eventually, it will suck upon all the magic just to maintain itself, unleashing all these seals upon the Necropolis.
That
Breaking
seems exceptionally bad.
Yep.
Yes,
so
it does.
We need to go back right now because as of this moment, all the seals are going to be unmaintained. We need to solve this now. We need to go back and let them know. Yes?
I'm just musing. Based on, I would like to make a cunning test.
Yep. Whatever
Would going back and letting them know be the right move, or would we actually fail out of our exam?
All right, so you want to take the cunning. You can use, if you have any focuses in any particular type of lore, go right ahead and use them.
No, I have many foci, none of them in cunning.
Oh,
13 with 1 stun point.
With a 13, no, you wouldn't fail out. The professors would ask you to check the seals for their integrity. Something that is actively weakening the seals, like a fade tear, should be reported. Fade tears, in the last 5 years, or technically 8 years since the, right? Because it's been 5 years since the Exalted Council and the dissolution of the Inquisition. But since, basically 5 years since the giant hole in the sky was taken care of, the fade is weak, and people know that fade tears are dangerous, and they can become a bigger problem, right? Like, they can go off, random things can come out of them, people can get sucked into them. Reporting fade tears to those who maintain the Necropolis would be expected. you are not yet
Mhm.
full members of the Mourn Watch that would be expected to deal with this if you just came across it, right? Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
the professors would be expected to just deal with this if they came across it. You're expected to say, hi, this is where we found, this is how we found it. Let me report, let me give you the report.
Yep.
Is this something spending my stunt point essentially for? Is
Yeah.
this something we need to do now, or is this something that we need to do at the end of the exam?
Well, your exam was to find and determine if the seals were intact. The Fade Tear is going to make the seals not be intact.
So this is an immediate.
Mhm.
Yes. So I think this is a pop quiz that we have to turn the results
Yep,
in
yep, just
immediately.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is a change of
Yep. So just make note, tier, destroy, seals soon. And then, we get our A and move on from there.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Let's move,
quickly.
let's move. Yep. Hopefully no more demons, but let's go.
And we're running.
And as
And-
as a brother's like, can I borrow, do you have like a piece of paper? I need to start with the report as soon as possible. I do not have the book.
I pull a spare piece of paper from my folder and hand it back to him.
Thank
Back
you very
to
much.
Almeric.
Yep. I get I use a stone as a board. And okay, let's see. Initial investigation, blah, 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 blah. Sloth demon, blah, 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 blah. My badassery, blah, 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 blah. Moving on, blah, 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 blah.
As you make your way back towards the sanctum, could you all roll me a perception to see if you can find out where you are?
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Because
13.
the rooms move.
Damn it,
13.
Necropolis, we're trying to do right by everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fuck with us.
Mm-hmm.
And
11.
11. All
Because
you
I'm
needed,
short.
all you needed was a 10.
Okay.
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 You can find the passage where you first encountered this three-way split. And you come in on the right side, where, well, if you were going out, it was on your right, but if you're coming in, it was on your left. So you come in exactly where the wisp told you that you should be going. It just so happened that, a sloth demon decided to intercept you and capture you instead.
Yep.
Can I look up in the sky and see how much time has passed since we went inside, not knowing what the time is, or is there anything like that?
The Grand Necropolis is an entirely internal building.
Okay. I was wanting to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
It is vast, it is gray, and lit in green.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
There is no sky to see, and you're like underground. The majority of the
Okay.
necropolis is underground.
Okay.
Mhm.
It was an idea, not knowing what kind of time distortion
Yep.
we were in. I figured might be a good thing to check.
Yep. Gotcha.
Nope. And it is a distortion that can the fade tear isn't the same thing as like the giant tear hole in the sky was. That was a literal like crack in existence.
Mm-hmm.
But that crack in existence has made the fade and the veil around the fade weaker throughout everywhere.
Mhm.
And given the fact that the fade is also weak in the necropolis itself, because of just how much magic there is, a fade tear appearing is not now uncommon, given the history that's happened in the past few years, but is still not good. Bit not good.
Gotcha.
So you make your way back through the tunnels and passages. I need you all to make me another perception test. Or cunning.
I got a
Try
14.
cunning.
Ooh, nice.
16.
9.
9.
Plus stuff points if we need.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think you still have to succeed.
You still have to succeed to get the stun points to work, unfortunately.
Yep.
So you needed a 10.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm under.
Yeah. But the 16 with 5 stunt points that Tola gets are great. So you make your way. You've come through one room. You're going through another, and you see standing as you approach the long corridor to the giant doors of the sanctum that you first got escorted through. and it's a long corridor. It's like a couple miles of just crypts, right? 3 or 4 stories of crypts. You see in one, but they have these little alcove sections. Like, oh, here's a little alcove. We're gonna put a little urn and maybe a little sitting area. You know, you see occasional like lighting. It's very atmospheric. People like to kind of go and sit and talk to the dead or commune with the dead or other actions that perhaps they want to be left alone with. Because, you know, always a thing. You see those four mages that you had witnessed, the outsiders, the ones that were very obviously not from the Mourn Watch. And they are conversing with Professor Volkaren as they kind of like standing in the middle of the hallway. Again, 2 humans and 2 elves. One with the Vaseline of a Dalish elf stands a little bit perfectly straight. Tall for an elf. Long brown hair, slightly darker skin tone. His staff looks unique because the large green crystal at the top of it, but also the burn marks at the top of what's holding the crystal in place. One of the humans seems to be leaning on his staff and joking with this elf. The other elf gives all of the appearance to be a circle mage from the south. Very pale skin, very pale eyes. Almost looks washed out. And is trying to hold themselves. They're kind of androgynous looking. They hold themselves apart from the Professor Volkaren and these other 3. And the other human, who is again very obviously a circle mage from the south, is standing, leaning back against his wall, leaning with the staff. She's leaning there, just kind of watching everything. She's the second to see the 3 of you. You said you were running.
We are running.
Yep.
So you're not quiet.
No.
We are not attempting stealth here.
We are team unsubtle.
Yeah,
You're
100%.
team unsubtle.
Nothing about us is subtle in the least.
Nothing.
Every once in a while, I goes like ha 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 as I'm trying to breathe. I'm not used to exercise.
Full plate on a dwarf. The sound of a tank.
I'm basically having to slow down my running so they can catch up to me, so I don't
You're
leave them
more
in the
power
dust.
walking compared to the 2 of us.
Yeah.
I am gasping for breath.
Out of curiosity, what is your constitution, and do you have stamina, Almric?
Oh, that's a fantastic question. Let me check really quick. My constitution is straight up a 0.
Okay.
So I got I got no stamina. As soon as I reached them, I collapse.
No. You are going to collapse. I have a constitution of 5. I just pick up, and I have
Put him on his shoulder.
I have might as a focus, and I have strength of 5.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
I am not many stats. I am primarily 2 stats.
Yeah.
I just sweep off the mage over the shoulder, just like smile, nod, wave at the professor, and then keep going.
Why? And the human and elf who were chatting, you know, the Dalish elf and the human who very obviously is not a circle mage, kind of turns and looks. Why the running, and should we be running?
Fade tear.
Oh,
We have a fade. We have a
Soft
fade
demon
tear that's weakening
dead.
seals on some of the scripts in there. We need to let them know right away. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Do and Professor Volkaren is like, do be careful, mind your step. I don't forget to turn in your exams. I'm sure you did a very good job. Thank you very much. Dorian,
I have
would
it
you...
all right here. As soon as we're done reporting this, I will turn it in to you, good sir.
And he kind of turns to the human non-circle mage and the elf, the Dalish elf, is, Dorian, would you be so kind as to assist with this? Zalanis, darling, are you... yes. The three of them kind of proceed, and the two circle mages follow behind you in less of a escorting kind of manner and more of a, our escorts just left and we don't want to be left alone here. And circle mages are many, many things, but comfortable with the irregular is not one of them.
Okay, that's fine. Well, getting your breath. You know, being carried is kind of nice when you think about it. Oh, so, how are you enjoying your stay in our necropolis? Everything going great? You know, I hope everything has been hospitable. Oh,
There's
sorry,
no blight. I take that as a win.
Oh, yeah. You know what? That's, thinking positive. Never been around a blight before, but I heard they're bad.
They're not pleasant.
Okay,
And
okay.
The human is just... You feel the judgment of existence coming off of him. But this elf... No, I flip-flopped that. Sorry. She's human. He's an elf. He's judging everything, and she's just... You know... being polite. As he keeps going, it's like, and you kind of feel like the just straight up disgust that he has towards her. And, as by the same time, she starts keeping pace, with Tola, and is asking, you know, just like general questions about your studies, right? Like, she's just interested, but she doesn't want to hang out here. And she,
I have to ask,
Mm-hmm.
how attractive are these two?
I mean, A, it's a game for me, and B, it's a Dragon Age game.
Okay.
Oh, that's all we needed to know.
The answer is yes. Got it.
So
Okay.
the answer is the elf is tall for an elf. He's like 5'7", 5'8". He's just
A hill worth climbing. I got it.
So I'm gonna roll communication to make sure I don't sound like an ass in front of these two gorgeous people.
Go right ahead.
I rolled a 10.
Just wonder, I'm a virgin and I would love you to explore me.
Just squeeze him. Pardon.
Sorry.
I look back at Elmeric and say, we can save those kind of conversations for when we're not in mortal danger. Let's get moving.
I mean,
No,
technically,
we can do those in mortal danger, but you do them properly.
I mean,
And I
from
just
what
like look back and wink at the two of them.
Yeah, from the stories I've read many stories about these situations, and mortal danger is when these things happen. So I am taking my shot.
So the human woman, she's got just a little bit of gray kind of streaking through her hair. Kind of smiles at you in that way, is like, oh, you're cute.
Oh, that hurt.
But she kind of like, because you're still being carried by Oswin, she kind of lifts her hands and shakes it, and you can see the wedding ring on her hand.
Oh, I apologize.
So it's that level of like, she took it as a compliment and she keeps going.
Oh,
you know,
really?
she's not mad about it. The elf is just mad in general. Existence is mad.
I mean, angry sex is a thing. Just putting that out there. And you know what? I'm willing to take it.
He does not comment, but there's a level of judgment for all of you, including her. And she'll go, because you said you hadn't experienced the blight, and she'll go, it's like, yes, the last one kind of sucked.
Real? Yeah, I've read about it. I mean, yeah.
I mean, it was kind of annoying. I did have to stab a dragon, but I'm glad that you're doing all right.
I mean, stabbing a dragon is pretty badass. I was pretty badass in the Fade a few minutes ago. That was great. So like, that's great.
Oh, you didn't die. Oh, and she kind of turns and looks at Oswin like, "Are you all right? I know that translocating a physical being into a Fade is very distressing for dwarves. Are you okay?"
There was more sky than I was used to.
I understand that.
I'm right here, but you went for the dwarf. Okay, you know what? You have a type, and it's fine. That's fine. I gotta accept that. That's great.
May I read?
Oh, right. Yes, I apologize. Sorry. I was thinking with a different part of me, and I apologize. That was totally
Meanwhile, I'm
unprofessional.
keeping pace with the elf and profusely apologizing to him about the behavior of my two companions here as we're hurrying.
He looks at you and he appreciates, like, you can get the entire vibe off of him. You don't have to roll. You know how they talk about, like, you kept your mouth shut and you didn't say anything, but your face is giving an outside voice?
Mm-hmm.
His face gives outside voice all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he just turns and says, "Sorana, aren't you ready to go yet? God, why am I even here?
Do I recognize that name?
How old are you?"
I'd like to think that Oswin is, again, dwarves age a bit slower than humans.
Yes, and they do live a little bit longer. They live on average about the same length of time as an elf, but elves and dwarves don't live exceptionally long. Maybe to their first or second century, maybe. But
so in that case, I like to think like Oswin's like 32.
You can roll me a cunning. If you have history lore, you can use it.
I'll just roll straight cunning.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, 16.
Not bad.
16, you would recognize the name Serana. And particularly because she said she killed a dragon, right? Like,
I am a dwarf in Navarra. Magic, not my thing. The history and tradition of dragon slaying, totally my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, her saying she killed a dragon as Serana, yeah, that's the warden of Ferelden. That's the warden of Ferelden, just kind of chatting next to you, and which leaves you to think of like 3 people that this elf could be. None of them are good for you. Or, well, let me phrase that. None of them means that he's going to like any of you.
Sometimes a challenge is too great and one must understand their own personal limits.
Mm-hmm. As Emily
However,
goes like,
this is the warden of Ferelden. Killed a dragon. They know other individuals that I definitely want to meet, and to my knowledge are single.
yep.
All very true.
Mm-hmm.
And she might be willing to do it because she's being so chill about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but this male elf who's running next to Tola, he just gives the like, his face just gives displeasure at being in the Necropolis. He doesn't want to be in Navarra. He basically thinks this entire trip is shit. And he's just pissy in general, right? Like, he is not
like
So I look
mid-jog. I'm going to actually swap Elmeric to the other shoulder, so he is away from the elf.
Yep. So I'm sensing some
I look towards the other elf and say, "You look like you're just as joyful being here as I am."
He'll kind of gauge you as you say that. I would much rather be in Orlais. It is so much more pleasant. Which,
Hey, this place has its own charm. This is why I'm halfway like being moved to the other shoulder. Like, this place has its own charms. Over, yes, it's full of death and the death. But hey, death is a natural part of life.
There's just another like gentle squeeze.
Oh,
But you say gentle squeeze, I say my ribs are cracking.
No. I want you to, because I'm knowing Dragon Age and knowing what a strength of 5 and a might focus is. This is akin to a power lifter giving you a firm handshake.
Okay. My back immediately breaks. No. It's like, oh, you know, we're gonna shutting up now. Shutting up. Sorry, I apologize.
You're getting chiropractic the hard way.
Yep. Apologize. How are you?
Mm-hmm. It doesn't take long to finish going through the rest of this tunnel and emerge at the doorway. Could you all make me a perception test?
Yeah. 17.
18.
And 19 from the Dalish elf.
Nice.
We're better when we're conversing and not so stressed.
Yep.
This is why we have found out.
Yeah.
So you're going to hear 3 things. Number 1, you're going to hear loud cursing in Elven behind you, followed by equal amounts of cursing in Tavine, and just like a sucking air pop. Then you, in front of you, Tola, you see that the doors are still closed, that were closed behind you. This is your exam room, basically, and they close the doors. So you need to get those doors open, but they are fully closed, and they are 2-story metal doors. Usually what happens is like a wisp comes and animates a corpse, and they pull on this double chain to pull as a pulley system to open the doors. There is no corpse on this side. There are no wisps on this side that you can see.
Can I see the chain to pull on?
Hold on. No, because the chains are on the inside in the sanctum, not on the outside.
Right.
So there is no chain because they're on the other side of the door.
May I suggest knocking?
You try knocking first. If that doesn't work, I have a different solution.
Okay.
All right, I get to the door and I just start pounding.
Okay. Roll me strength. And if you have any focuses in strength, you feel free to use them.
Don't. I just got good old-fashioned strength like Mother used to make. And she didn't make very good strength.
Nope. No, she
Straight
didn't.
twos.
So wait. I want everyone to understand. Hawk has rolled straight 1s on 3d6, and now he's also rolled straight
Jesus.
2s on 3d6.
Yahtzee!
Oh, no.
Yeah, Hawk, that's exactly what I was thinking. Is like, if you don't not have family game night soon, you should.
I mean, there is a certain way you're supposed to knock to get their attention.
I'm gonna try knocking myself as I get off of his shoulder.
Yeah, no, I set you down because you can already see, like, Oswin is starting to, like, divest of certain things.
Mm-hmm.
All right, okay, I've got this. Okay, that's just a simple knock. Let me give it a try.
Can I roll strength to try to knock?
Yep.
Okay.
If you have any specializations, you can also use that too.
I do. Strength? God no. 11.
You can knock. It kind of thuds. Yeah, it kind of thuds against the door. It doesn't really ring out. Because these are giant metal doors, but they're like wooden.
Okay.
They're clad.
I cast Fist of the Maker on the door.
Well, let's see what Oswin's doing first. Then
Okay,
you
fair
guess
enough.
if you can-
Yeah, no, I take off the weapon belt. I set that aside. Set the shield aside. But most of the, like, loose things, I take them off me. Yeah, I'm taking, like, the top of the plate armor off because I need to be able to, like, really move.
Mm-hmm.
And then knowing how the doors, so the doors if they're shut with chains and a pulley system.
And they open
Doors.
out. They open towards you.
Towards me.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, like, these are doors in Navarra. Everything has, like, art, and it's been reinforced.
Mhm.
So,
It's pretty, but also strong.
yeah. I am going to take some rope and some chain. I'm gonna just like really wind them together, loop them through one of the lower pieces of decoration.
I mean, there's handles.
Well, I'll loop them through the handles, and then it is just I'm playing tug of war against physics.
Cool. Roll that strength and whatever.
Might.
There you go. Strength might. Go for it.
12 to start with.
Mm-hmm.
So don't really budge. I'd like to make a devil's bargain.
I will listen to a devil's bargain.
I am happy to bleed and take damage from my stubbornness. And try again.
Okay.
17. Hurt
Okay,
me
so
as
roll
much
me.
as you want.
You can take me. You can take 2d6.
Okay? And
'Cause-
that is just straight damage.
Yep, 2d6 straight damage because you wrap this around like your chest or something, and it just the rope gets caught, so it's a little bit of a rope
Yeah.
burn and pressure on the.
I will take 9 happily.
Yep. You. As the one side of the door crashes open against the wall, the male elf, who still has not introduced himself, because he's an asshole, and he's technically an asshole through 3 games. He doesn't have a dagger though, so he's,
Yeah.
he just happens to exist in 3 games if you play Awakening. And you pull on the door. He kind of like comes around the outside and will start pushing on, as you're pulling, he's going to be pushing
Yeah.
in the same direction to kind of give you assistance. Almeric,
Yes.
you can see into the sanctum. You can see Vorgoth standing there and turning towards you as the sound of the door opening.
There's a rift!
Indeed.
And it is weakening the sails.
And he kind of slowly turns and looks down at Myrna and says, well, I guess the art showcase shall have to wait. And he begins to drift towards you.
I was really hoping for the arch, but that makes sense, I guess, sadly. But yes, we have a very detailed report, which we're going to write.
I will
Yeah.
pull out my papers and hold them out as
There
they
you go.
approach, so they can read all of the notes that I took down.
Your field notes, yeah.
Because I'm that guy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nod as Vorgoth moves past you, and then as Serana just kind of smirks at you and smiles, and like pats Almeric on the shoulder and like kind of you're cute, like a dog, you're a cute puppy kind of way.
I got a pet. Ha.
And just shakes her head. Come on, go. And the male elf, who still has not introduced himself, walks through, and as the minute he gets into the sanctum, starts walking towards the exit and shouts over his shoulder, I will see you on the surface.
You know what? He's an asshole, but man, love to see him leave.
You're not the only one. And then she kind of looks at her, and then she kind of like looks around and goes, and then looks up and like looks around. Oh, he's not here. you can hear now behind you as the doors open as you're moving through. Vorgoth and Myrna are walking out, and you hear the sounds of still yelling and Elvin and Tavine coming slowly closer, as if someone is retreating in at intermittent at set intervals. Sorry, that was what I was trying to say.
Mhm.
Thank you. Your grades will be posted in a week. And you get the like Myrna will smile at you as like, thank you for your assistance. I appreciate it. We'll take care of the rest of it. Go eat something and deal with, like, she just kind of gestures to all of Oswin at this point.
Yep. We had to fight a sloth demon. That was a trial, but you know what? We survived, as you suggested, and we hope that is part of the grade. Anyway,
It will all be
Caesar?
in all reports.
yes, yep. It's all in the reports that he's gonna write. His handwriting is fantastic.
And you hear a shout, Zalanis, are you all right, Amatus? And the door closes behind you.
Guys, I think we nailed this. We're gonna be like top marks. It's gonna be great. I mean, we fought a sloth demon and survived. And let's be honest, we had barely any injuries. I mean, okay, that was wrong. One of us had severe injuries.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, but you know what? You don't have to put that in the report. Although she did see it, so you kind of have to put in the report. So just, you know what? Just make believe that it wasn't that bad. Anyway, moving on. Let's
just remember two things, Elmeric, when you're filling out your report this time. Remember to dot every I and cross every T.
Also, do not make your appendices like I do, because they always get marked off.
Listen, it feels like this is a day that I don't...
And as they told us, use the right format.
I did that once, and people are still on my ass about that. Comic Sans is a perfectly legitimate way to use a font. As I walk into the darkness.
And the doors shut. And that is where we're going to end tonight's one shot.
Woo! That was great.
You all survived your final exam. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for all of this wonderfulness. I will do my spiel at the end, but we're going to go around in reverse order so everybody can tell everybody where you are, where they can find you, share some love, and don't forget to drop your links in chat. So we're going to start with Hawkeye. Thank you, Hawk, for being here. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you for allowing me to be in on this. I had a lot of fun. First time I've done anything Dragon Age, so I really enjoyed this. If you want to see more of my slightly insaneness, you can catch me on my Twitch channel Monday, Wednesdays, and hopefully back soon on Saturdays. Mondays is family night at the Emporium, as my daughter Bonnie and I are currently working our way through Lego DC Supervillains. We are trying to gather all of the gold bricks and all the characters. Basically, we're at the point where we're trying to 100% the game out. That's on Monday nights. Wednesday is Roleplay Wednesday, and I will be starting a new Skyrim roleplay. It's going to be a fun one. It's something I did once as a part of a fundraiser for a cancer group once. Basically, I'm going to be playing Skyrim as if I'm in the midst of one of my favorite Mark Twain books that has to deal with a little bit about someone going into a world that they're not from, so to speak. So that'll
a Canadian Yankee.
Yeah, instead of a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court, it's going to be a Kentucky Hawkeye in Jarl Balgriff's court.
Nice.
There we go.
Nice.
So I'm getting the finishing touches done on that. And then Saturdays is normally Grappler's Keep, my WWE Now 2K25 universe, where characters from all of your favorite tabletop RPGs compete in a ring that we call the Dice Tray. I'm 3/4 of the way of recreating all the wrestlers and the managers, of which Prax is one. She's a manager for the tag team dwarves known as the Barbarians, and then that'll be happening soon here on Saturdays as well. And other things that I have going, I make custom GM screens. I have an Etsy shop for that, so they're either all wood panels, or I either 4 or 3 panel, or if you want to spend the money, I've got a design where I put a computer monitor actually inside the GM screen, and you can hook it up to your PC or laptop if you're running a home game. And hopefully, once I get reports from someone who's doing some field testing for, I may have a new product available there as well.
Thank you
But
very much. Looking forward to
otherwise, I'm just cleric by day and RPG fanboy by night.
it. We appreciate you so much for this. And then next up, hey Jesus, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. Hi, guys. This is Jesus, also known as Arvandis on the internet. You can find me on the website fanable.com or on any whatever podcast stream. It's a podcast that's run for over 15 years. We've played a variety of different role-playing games. I've also have a YouTube channel called Arvandis where I go over the lore of various war games because I'm that type of nerd. So find me if you want to.
Indeed. And thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing the love. And I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Hey Pope, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. This was absolutely glorious. Hey everybody, Pope here, Pope World Build all over the internets. If you want to find more of me and my goings on, definitely be back with us next week as we continue on with these wonderful one-shots. But I can also say a week from Friday, so at the end of this month, you can catch me over on Valdrian's channel playing some Urban Shadows. I think you all know, given my history and proclivities, precisely what playbook I'm using.
I mean, I wouldn't want to make an assumption.
Prax, we both have archetypes.
This is fair. This is true. That look, that's fair.
Do I dare guess, Pope, a friend of Gideon's?
No, actually. As much as I enjoy a good vampire story, there is one playbook, if ever available, I cannot deny myself.
Yeah. Go ahead and say it.
I won't say it out loud. I'll just say, if you're a fan of Queen, you know. So yeah. Definitely check that out. Though the influences for that playbook, because of how delightfully vague Urban Shadows is, lets me play around with just how that works. So, less decapitations, but still very interesting. And if you are interested in possibly playing at one of my tables virtually, you can catch me through Discord, through Blue Sky at Pope World Build, and through Start Playing Games at Pope World Build. I am definitely taking commissions. Currently don't have too many games going on right now, but that is because, well, let's face it, it's summer and we just transitioned, so everyone's getting their schedules. But please feel free to reach out, and thank you all for being here. We're a live VOD YouTube stories, nothing without audience. We're much part of this as we are. Take care of yourselves and one another, and hopefully I'll see you all very soon.
We look forward to it. Also, check all of those out because they're really great, and I think everybody here and these fine folks are absolutely wonderful. But as for me, hey y'all, you know me. I'm at Deirdre Donlin on Twitter, or Prex the Bard over on Instagram, Blue Sky, and Hive. Not really doing anything on Twitter, and I don't know why I said that anymore, but whatever. It's a muscle memory. Praxagorth as Metaphori is seeing me around here on Twitch. If you missed out on anything, hi. There's a YouTube where this is going to end up in a nice, neat playlist and all going to be very nice organized. This is the first of our 4 Dragon Age one-shots. We're going to have next week on Sunday, we'll be back with these fine fellows to see what they can do with shadow dragons in Minrathous. Fun times coming out of that. We are going to be seeing some interesting things. But other than that, I will probably be here every other day this week, streaming Dragon Age Veilguard with our community rook, who is hashtag Tribble and Tight Pants and hashtag all of the problem. You can come hang out, help us make decisions for how much of a problem he is going to be as he continues to romance his necromancer. It's great. But that's during the week. Those are late night streams. They happen. Check them out. I post where I'm going to be, and you should all come see it. We also have a merch store. It exists. You can check things out there. There some interesting stuff is probably going to be going up in the near future. I have planned. Oh, Pope, what are we saying? Are we doing art and smut? Is that what we're going with?
Art and thirst.
Art and thirst. Art and thirst is, I thought, the better one. Yeah. Art and thirst merch will be coming up probably in the near future, like in the next couple days. And if you also want to support the channel and what we do here and all of the stuff that I make, including all the overlays and all that, I have a Ko-Fi. All of it goes to support the channel, keep everything running, and keep the lights on. And I appreciate each and every one of you for coming and hanging out. So like I said, the rest of the every day, the weeknights, we're going to be doing some more Dragon Age, the Veilguard video gaming, and then late night, and then Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we're back we're going to introduce some shadow dragons to the world and see what goes on there. But we should see if there is anyone up that we can raid tonight. Oh, Cybernation Uncensored is up, and they're doing some Vampire the Masquerade Second Cities. We're gonna send them some love and joy. Ooh. And thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks for hanging out, and we're gonna see you all next time.
Woo! Thanks for watching.